Grandpa Bill, story time with Grandpa Bill. It's Grandpa Bill's story time. Yay! Hi, I'm Grandpa Bill. Welcome to Grandpa Bill's story time. Come on in, make yourself comfortable, and we're going to sit down and read a good book. Okay, our book today is I Can Read About Insects. Ooh, this is the cicada, I believe. They make lots of noises. You hear them in the trees, they go bzzz. Written by Deborah Marians, illustrated by Kristen Kest. All right, this is kind of a wide book. It's really wide. So I may have to move the book around to make sure and keep it so you can see it. Listen, you may not see them, but you can hear them. The sound of insects fill the night air. Yeah, you ever go out at night and hear all the little buzzing and the noises and the clicks and all the different sounds? Yeah. The insect world is alive with strange sounds, beautiful colors, and fascinating creatures. This is a butterfly. There's a wasp. How busy the insects are. Watch them closely as they work, fight, and hunt. There's so much to see. This is a stag beetle and an oak gall wasp. So many insects, right? Insects are found almost everywhere on Earth. There are many kinds of insects. Over 1 million types of insects are known. Some scientists believe there are millions more to discover. This is a praying mantis. They call him praying because his hands are up like he's praying. This is a katydid. This is a honeybee. This is a ladybug. Insects come in many shapes and sizes. Some, like the flea, are so tiny you need a magnifying glass to see them clearly. Others, such as the tropical walking stick, are nearly a foot long. Wow. It's a walking stick. He's long. And a tiny little flea. Sometimes fleas get on your dog, right? They scratch themselves. Some insects have special oar-like legs for swimming. Others have powerful legs for jumping and digging. Most insects have strong wings for flying. This is a water boatman, and this is a giant water bug. And they know how to swim through the water. Insects live in many different places. Water bugs and dragonflies live in or near the water. Some insects, such as ants, may live underground. Others, for example butterflies, spend a lot of time in the air, flying long distances. See the butterfly, the dragonfly, and an ant. No other group in the animal kingdom has as many different colors and patterns on their bodies as the insects do. Some are brightly colored with red, blue, yellow, orange, or green. Some have stripes and dots. Others look like sand, earth, leaves, bark, or twigs. They blend in with their surroundings in order to hide from their enemies or to surprise their prey. Katydid, a ladybug, a rainbow grasshopper, a praying mantis. No matter how they look, however, all insects are alike in certain ways. All insects have 6 legs. They also all have 3 main parts into their bodies. Most insects have wings and a pair of feelers called antennae on the head, and they're used for smelling and touching. In addition, all insects start life as a small egg. Unlike you, an insect does not have a skeleton inside its body. Instead, it has a shell on the outside of its body to protect it. And its body grows larger. The insect loses its too small shell, growing a new and larger shell to fit into. Ooh, this is a moth. Isn't it beautiful? Wow. The 3 main parts of an insect body are the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. On the head are the antennae, the eyes, and the mouth. The middle section is the thorax. Legs and wings are connected to the thorax. The abdomen is the back section. Food is digested in the abdomen. Wow. Their legs, eyes, jaws, their antenna, their legs, lots of parts. An entomologist is a scientist who studies insects and tries to learn more about their habits, diet, growth, habitats, and relationships. Some of the most interesting insects are social insects. Social insects live in groups. They work together, sharing homes called colonies. In some ways, social insects are like a family or a small community. Ants, termites, and some kind of bees are social insects. Yeah, they all work together. Certain kinds of ants build their colonies underground. First, they dig tunnels from the top of the ground to lead down to the colony. Then the ants dig the special rooms for the colony. See, this is a soldier ant. This is a queen ant. It's a really big one. Yeah, it's a worker ant, nurse ant. See the eggs? Each ant in the colony has a particular job to do. The queen ant lays all the eggs. There are many worker ants. All the workers are females. Some workers are soldiers who must guard the colony. Some are nurses who take care of the eggs. Other workers clean the rooms, while others hunt for food. Usually, males are present only at certain seasons. Their sole purpose is to mate with the queen or with the queens of the colony. To make more eggs. Honeybees are also social insects. They live and work together in a colony called a hive. One queen lays all the eggs. The drones are males. They mate with the queen or with queens and that are starting a new colony. Female workers do the work of the hive and get nectar from flowers to make honey. It's a worker bee. See the honey inside there? Yeah. Bee at the center returns to hive. The pollen baskets on its legs are full of pollen. See, it's got all the little yellow specks on it. That's pollen from flowers. Yeah. A great many insects are not social. They live alone most of the time. These sorts of insects must find their own food. They must fight their own battles, sometimes life and death battles. Crickets, beetles, mosquitoes, and grasshoppers are these kinds of insects. Here's a grasshopper, always flying. A mosquito, a potato bug, a cricket. These are stag beetles fighting for territory. Life in the insect world is a constant struggle for survival. Most insects live less than a year. For them, life lasts one season at most. Even for insects that are able to live more than a year, there is constant danger, such as insects may be eaten by another insect or animal. Disease may strike, or the insect may be killed by a person. In addition, if the weather is bad, plants that the insect feed upon may die, and the insects will starve. Oh. Insects grow into adults in stages. Some insects grow simply from eggs to small versions of the adult insects they will become. As this sort of insect molts, losing its too small shell, it grows little by little, it becomes an adult. See? Other insects grow in stages that involve dramatic changes. The process of changing from an egg to an adult insect is called metamorphosis. This is the adult cicada, shown at the far left as it's changing dramatically during the metamorphosis. It has just emerged from its former skin near the left here. And at first, the cicada's wings are wet and crumbly. After its wings dry and straighten out, the cicada will fly again. Yeah. To change their shell. Some insects go through metamorphosis in 3 stages. They start as an egg, then they develop into something called a nymph. During this stage, the nymph may or may not look like its parents. The third and last stage is the adult stage. Dragonflies, mayflies, chinch bugs, crickets, and grasshoppers are some of the insects that go through metamorphosis in 3 stages. See, this is the dragonfly. There's the egg. There's a nymph. Mayfly, a nymph. There's the little egg. boxer bugs, grasshoppers. It starts so little and it gets big. The female cricket, for instance, lays her eggs in the ground. When the eggs hatch, tiny crickets, which are the nymphs, appear. The nymph starts to eat. Soon its body is ready to grow. The molting process begins. The nymph outside shell splits and falls away. The new shell stretches to a larger size, and so the insect is able to grow. After several changes, the nymph finally develops into an adult cricket. See? It's depositing its eggs. And then it turns into a little bug like that, and it gets bigger, and it sheds its skin, and then it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. See, and then finally it's an adult. Many insects, including butterflies, moths, beetles, bees, ants, and wasps, go through metamorphosis in 4 stages. This is called complete metamorphosis. The 4 stages include egg, larva, pupa, and adult. So there's the eggs, there's the larva, the pupa, and then the adult. Here's how the metamorphosis of a honeybee takes place. In the hive, the queen lays the eggs in the cells of the honeycomb. See? In each egg, a creature starts to grow. It is a worm-like larva. See, like this little guy here in this one? After 3 days, the egg hatches, and a worker feeds the larva honey and pollen. After 5 days, the worker puts a wax top over the cell. Puts wax on top of it. The larva is growing and changing inside. It becomes a pupa. After 21 days, a grown bee bites through the wax and crawls out of the cell. There they come. Wow. So while they're inside there, they change from that to that. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. For butterflies and moths, life also starts in the egg stage. Before long, the worm-like larva, which is called a caterpillar, hatches. It looks nothing like the butterfly or moth it will become. The larva needs food. It grows and grows and eats and grows. Then, when it is ready, the larva stops eating and gets ready to rest. So it's eating here. And it will now become a pupa, like that. The larva spins a cocoon, which serves as a protective covering for the pupa. Inside, the great change is taking place. Then one day, the covering splits open and cracks open, and the adult emerges. Woo! A moth or a butterfly. Isn't it amazing? So it goes from a caterpillar to a moth or a butterfly. Look closely at the larva of the monarch butterfly as it crawls up a leaf. As the larva eats milkweed leaves and grows, it also molts, shedding its too tight skin. Some caterpillars become more colorful with each molt. The monarch caterpillar has rings of white, yellow, and black on its shiny skin. Isn't it pretty? When the monarch caterpillar is ready to stop eating, it attaches itself upside down to a branch or leaf by spinning a sticky silk thread. Now it is ready to enter the pupa stage. The pupa stage begins with the final molting. The caterpillar loses its bright colors and its many tiny legs. The old skin slides off and falls to the ground. The monarch is now protected in the green sac called a chrysalis. Inside the chrysalis, the pupa is turning into a butterfly. All happening inside there. Then about 12 days later, the chrysalis cracks open. A beautiful butterfly emerges. At first, its wings are wet and wrinkled. When the wings dry, something wonderful happens. The adult butterfly is ready to take off in the air. Wow. Amazing. But for the monarchs, they have emerged in late summer. There is much to do as the summer ends. The monarchs of North America begin their seasonal journey south to find warmer weather. This kind of journey is called migration. Some monarchs will travel 2,000 miles looking for warmer weather. They travel by day and rest at night. Wow, they're good flyers. Fly a long ways. The return journey back north when spring comes is hard for the monarchs. They are weak and tired. Most die along the way before completing the journey. As they travel north, monarchs lay their eggs on the leaves of milkweed plants. When the eggs hatch, the caterpillars will eat the leaves of the milkweed. After the caterpillars mature into butterflies, they continue the journey north. When winter approaches, the new generation of monarchs heads south, just as the generation before them did a year earlier. Wow, aren't they beautiful? Monarch butterflies. The monarch is just one of the many beautiful butterflies. Others include the viceroy, the zebra swallowtail, the blue night butterfly, the cabbage butterfly, and the zebra longwing. This is the zebra swallowtail, the viceroy, the blue night butterfly, the longwing, the cabbage butterfly. The world of insects is filled with intriguing sights. Watch the fireflies at work at night. A firefly has a special organ in its abdomen that makes a glowing light. This flashing light is used to attract a mate. See it? I'm sure you've seen them at night, usually in the bushes. The insect world is also filled with strange sounds. Listen to the cricket chirping. The male cricket is the musician. He makes his chirping sound by rubbing his wings together. His purpose is to attract a mate. I'm sure you've heard of cricket. It's like brrrr, brrrr, brrrr. Some insects are helpful to people. Others are harmful. Locusts, aphids, weevils, and Japanese beetles eat and damage crops. Lice, fleas, and mosquitoes are other flies that can carry disease. This is a locust. It's kind of like a grasshopper. Flies, Japanese beetles, a rose weevil, aphids, fleas. Moths can also be harmful. Some, such as the hungry larva of the gypsy moth, can destroy trees. But other moths are helpful to people. They spin soft thread used to make the materials we call silk. Yeah, silk moths. One of the most important ways insects such as bees and butterflies help us is by aiding pollination. As the insects collect the sweet liquid called nectar from flowers, they also carry pollen from flower to flower. The pollen makes it possible for the plants to form fruit and new seeds, so more crops and other plants can grow. Yeah, they're helping us. Insects play another important role in nature. They provide food for birds, fish, and other animals. Yeah, a little bird might try to eat that. The fish might try to eat that. And this bird might try to eat one of these bugs. And the frog too eats bugs, right? With a sticky tongue. The insect world is alive with fascinating creatures. Carefully watch the insects where you live. Observe their habits. And the habitats, that's places where they live, and how they look. You're sure to discover a lot about the big world of these small creatures. Yes, the world of insects. Thank you for sharing this book with me today. Come back again for more stories from Grandpa Bill. Goodbye.